Meh. Meh. Shot crabs at 10 yards, and this morning, and it's 7:30, so I shot him 15 minutes ago, and I've got 3 bucks out in the CRP behind him. One is an absolute stud too, but I think a 4.5-year-old. But crabs, I'm confident he's 5. He was one of the shooters that I wanted to get on, and he got on me. I mean, he got to within, like I said, 10 yards of the stand. I'm being quiet now because I shot him, and he ran back in this drainage ditch, and then I don't know, a couple minutes later he bound out in this field and stopped. I could tell he's hurt at least one lung. I don't know if I got through the second one because the angle was so steep, but he bound out in this field and didn't know how far he was going to go. Stopped for a second and bound off a few more times and then went down. So I'm going to give him plenty of time. The last thing I want to do is bump this deer. But man, he is a stud, heavy deer. But I had another young buck, I think a 2.5-year-old, maybe 3.5-year-old that I call Swoop, come in this morning and put on a little show behind me for a few minutes. And then 3 does, mom and 2 little fawns came through right before Crab did. Actually, I was watching these bucks out in the field and I looked over to my right and he was out here just across the fence, and then he came over here across in front of me and didn't know if he was going to go down in the CRP or turn, and he turned, and I held on him for about 30 seconds, and tell you what, I don't know if you can see that or not, he's got me shook up. So I can see with this drought that we had this year, CRP didn't get up nearly as tall as it did last year, which is probably good because still plenty of cover for them, but I can actually see them when they're walking in there from an elevated position. Last year it was tough to see them even late November, to see them walking through the stuff. But oh man, I'm really excited, but trying to stay calm because this is not over yet until I get my hands on him and he's done. So I'm just going to enjoy the morning for a little bit longer and see what happens. So just got out of the tree stand. It's I've given him plenty of time. Actually, I haven't looked to see what time it is. So it's 9 o'clock. I shot him at about 7:20 or so. So plenty of time. The stand that I was in was back up here, and shot him. I don't know if you can see that or not, but right down here. So he's probably, I said 10 yards, so it was probably closer to 7 yards from the base of the tree. So hit him, and I'm gonna go recover him right now, but I'm gonna take my time and sneak in there into this grass CRP stuff. So I think he's down. I think he's done. But just gonna slip in here. I'm gonna have an arrow knocked that way in case he's not for some reason. I can maybe get a follow-up shot, but I'm pretty confident he's done. So I saw where he went down and he never got back up at all. So gonna slip in quiet, see what we can find. He's down. He's right there. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. He is. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Toad. Absolute toad. Oh my goodness. Alright, I gotta put this camera down for a second, put this bow down for a second, get my hands on him. Thank you, God. Well, as you can see, I found him. He didn't make it 100 yards, and this guy is an absolute pig. He is got one of the biggest bodies I've ever seen on a deer, but I shot him and I think it just blew right his shoulder. This Muzzy Sir Razor, absolutely just when I get him field dressed, I'll look at his shoulder, but it absolutely tore him up, and got really good penetration for hitting the shoulder and blasted right through it. So good quick harvest, and I could not be more thrilled. I mean, I don't know if you can see that in here, but I mean, he is absolutely massive. I mean, he carries that mass all the way out, if you can see that in the video, but just an absolute stud of a deer. And I could not be more excited about getting this sucker on the ground. He's got some cool character stuff back here in the back of his, and then all kinds of just mass, absolute stud. It all came together. I got aggressive this morning and came in from the south, had a northwest wind, and I was just fingers crossed that these bucks were to my north and would come back to bed. And I had a doe when I came in, maybe a spike when I first came in before light that I saw with my light just walking in, and then had a little buck that came in behind me, swoop. I say he's a little buck, he's a up-and-comer, and got to watch him for a minute, and then looking out in the CRP field all the way across, I could see what looked like a good mature buck, and there were three or four bucks out here. One of them is an absolute stud, and he fed across all of them, went over here to my west, and probably are bedded up for the day, but they are absolute studs there, and had several does come out too. So it was a fun morning, real cool. 33, 34 degrees when I got in the stand this morning. It's only going to get up to about 52 today, so now I got to get them out of here and take care of business. And then this evening, I'm going to take my son out and see if we can't connect on one for him too. He might not be too happy with me because this is a buck he named Crabby, and he claimed it was his deer, so Dad's going to take him home and surprise him. Hopefully, at some point, he forgives me. So, Braxton, I dedicate this buck to you. Thanks for letting me hunt him. I appreciate it. Now it's Daddy's turn to help you get a big one like this, maybe.